Welcome to Horde of the Dragon Queen Adventure Walkthrough Guide. So today we'll be doing episode 1, Greenest in Flames. So this is the beginning of adventure, and a lot of the combat will pretty much be wandering encounters. So it's up to your DM how everything's really going to play out, but I'll do my best to describe the areas and what you will expect. So first off, you approach. As characters approach Greenest, they see that a blue dragon and its cult of the dragon allies are attacking the town. The cultists seek to collect treasure that they hope to present to Tiamat upon her arrival in the world. The cult has assembled a powerful force for this raid by gathering bandits, kobolds, sellswords, and other mercenary type in the small army. So the sun has set by the time characters reach the edge of town. So with the light, burning buildings and half moon provide dim light throughout the town. The inside of the keep is brightly illuminated. The fires, cultists try to set buildings ablaze as they move through town, but that isn't as flammable as it looks. When characters arrive, most of the flames come from haystacks and barns, not from homes or shops. And there's a stream. The stream that flows past Greenest is shallow, only about 3 feet deep, with a gravel bottom, so characters can move along it without difficulty. So the first thing you want to do is seek the keep, which is right in the middle of town. So characters have a random encounter with raiders when you enter. It begins when a terrified human family dashes across their path, hounded by 8 kobolds. So the woman acts as a commoner with 8 hit points, and she can attack, and she has a spear that has +2 to hit and does 1d6 piercing damage. Her husband is down to 2 hit points from the fight, so he's a little wounded and can die very quickly. The children can move at 20 feet, but they're light enough that they can be carried. But a character who is carrying them has disadvantage on attack rolls and cannot wield a 2-handed weapon. Unless characters interfere, the kobolds assume the characters are cultists and ignore them to concentrate on killing the woman first, then her family second. So to make your way to the keep, you must make it past 3 groups of raiders. So along the way, you'll fight some kobolds, some cultists, and maybe a winged kobold. It is dependent on your DM and what he wants to do, he or she wants to do. All right, so you have a few missions to do before we complete this section. So first, we have the old tunnel. There's a narrow tunnel that runs from the cellar beneath the keep to the bank of the stream. The tunnel is wide enough to allow warriors to pass through in a single file. At some point, Escobort recommends the tunnel as a means of sneaking town folk to the keep without running the gauntlet of attackers watching the gates. Now there is a lock, so a character can clear the cellar door with a few minutes work. The lock is stiff but opens with a key. Without the key, the character can open the lock with a successful DC 10 Dex check and a set of thieves' tools. The disused tunnel is choked with webs, but is otherwise clear. A few yards inside the stream end is a nest of 2 swarm of rats. The rats attack when disturbed, and the surviving rats flee when half their numbers die. Years of exposure and neglect have corroded the lock on the exit grate. Even with a key, a successful DC 10 Dex check is needed to open the lock. Without the key, the DC increases to 20. If the roll misses by 5 or more, the key or thieves' tool breaks off in the lock so that unlocking it becomes impossible. Then only a successful DC 15 strength check can force the grate open. Then we have the sally port. The keep has a sally port along the west wall for counterattacking foes who bring a battering ram against the gates. During the night, while characters are in the keep, raiders approach the old gate, force it open, and rush through. To secure the sally port, characters must battle through 2 groups of foes. The first fight occurs against 1 acolyte, 4 kobolds, and 1 ambush drake, which are guarding the sally port's 10 by 20 foot ready room against exactly this type of counterattack. Every character sees the room, they discover that the door is heavily damaged. The fastest repairs with 5 casting of mending. Before the door can be repaired, a second group of raiders consist of 1 guard, 3 cultists, and 4 kobold attacks. If characters barricade the door with barrels or other heavy objects while awaiting repair, they might hold off attackers until the repairs are finished and avoid fight entirely. Alright, then we come across the dragon attack. So the adult blue dragon, Lenithon, accompanied this raid, but is not an enthusiastic participant. His chief contribution has been his frightful presence, but that becomes less effective as the night wears on and defenders overcome their fear. Shortly before midnight, the dragon launches a final assault against the citadel. Fruland Bandith orders the attack, knowing that the adventurers are in the keep at the time. During this attack, Lenithon flies over the keep and uses breath weapon without moving closer than 25 feet from the parapet. The defenders on the wall have mastered their fear of the dragon's frightful presence from the earlier attacks. There are 20 NPC defenders on the walls at the beginning of the mission, and more can arrive between attacks to take the place of those who fall. Now the dragon doesn't target the adventurers at first, and every breath attack not directed at them kills 1d4 NPC defenders and injures 1d6 more. Adventurers who happen to get caught in the area make normal saving throws and take standard damage. The NPC's attacks are ineffective against Lenithon. After each attack, Lenithon swoops away until his breath weapon recharges, then swings in for another attack. He repeats this pattern until he has taken 24 damage or more, or a single crit attack. After that happens, Lenithon leaves for good. Then we have the prisoners. So Governor Nighthill wants you to interrogate some of the raiders. So prisoners brought back to the keep are interrogated by Governor Nighthill and a few of his picked guards. Characters can participate if they want to. So captured kobolds are terrified. They say whatever they think the questioner wants to hear. They know that they're working for the cult of the dragon and for the dragon lady, and that they're after loot. Captured mercenaries or bandits talk freely. They have no special loyalty to the cult of the dragon. They reveal that they've been raiding communities around the Greenfields for loot, and they've heard rumors in the camp about dragon eggs. And then the cultists and initiates are the most tight-lipped. Successful DC 10 Charisma Intimidation or a DC 12 Charisma Persuasion check is needed to cause cultists to reveal that they are members of the cult of dragon and that they are collecting loot for the great horde that will usher in the reign of the Queen of Dragons. Okay, then you have to go save the mill. From the parapet of the keep, someone spots a group of raiders trying to set fire to the town mill. Governor Nighthill quickly approaches the adventurers and asks you to go help. So it's about 500 feet from the keep. The distance is doubled if characters use a secret tunnel and follow the stream to stay hidden. So you might have some encounters along the way. Again, that's up to your DM if they do random encounters or not. So if the characters observe the mill for a minute or more before attacking, allow them to attempt a DC 15 Wisdom Insight or Charisma Performance check. If successful, a character realizes that the raiders are making a demonstration of starting a fire, but it's for show. So in here you'll find one cultist plus one guard per character, and they are hiding inside the mill waiting for the characters to show up. The ambushers are waiting in the loft for heroes to enter the mill. When heroes are inside, the guards launch a volley of spears from above, then leap down to fight hand to hand. The ambushers have a good chance to gain surprise round for a spear volley. A successful DC 20 Wisdom Perception check is needed to notice them before the attack. Then we got the Sanctuary. Dozens of townfolks have barricaded themselves inside the temple to Shantae, which is surrounded by raiders. The attackers tried setting fire to the stout structure but had little success. Now they deployed an improvised battering ram. Here, the force outside the temple is split into three groups. One is battering on the front door, another is circling the temple in a screeching mob, and the third is heaping burning straw against a rear door. All these grouped together would overwhelm first level characters, but characters can devise a plan that get them inside the temple by dealing with one group at a time. So the A group with the battering ram has a dragon claw, a cultist, and 6 kobolds. The B group, which is the one circling the temple, has 3 cultists, 10 kobolds, and 2 ambush drakes. And then the group that is burning straw against the rear door is 2 cultists and 6 kobolds. The hero's best shot at rescuing the townfolk is to overpower Group C and take control of the back door. In the temple, they can arrange a distraction to keep Group A and B occupied at the front while the citizens of Greenest slip out the back and race for the keep or for the old tunnel, if characters have opened it already. That's the only possibility. Clever players can come up with different solutions. Now the last section, Half-Dragon Champion. Before all the raiders depart, their champion challenges the town's best warrior. The speaker is Lang Didrasa Signwrath. a half-blue dragon who serves the cult of the dragon. Cyanrath has a personal troop of 16 kobolds. A character who makes a successful DC 15 Intelligence Arcana or Intelligence Nature check recognizes the creature as a half-dragon from descriptions. If no one steps forward, Nighthill is disappointed but says he understands, and their refusal is no way diminished when they've done so far. In that case, the woman's brother goes out to face the half-dragon. He's a human guard. Select one of the players to control Sergeant Margith for the fight, or just narrate it itself. So you can take one of your best players to face this guy head on, or just rely on one of the NPC guards to do it. Now, regardless, Cyanrath is the likely winner of this match, whether he is fighting Sergeant Margith or character. When his foe drops, he strikes one more time, the last blow kills Margith or inflicts one death roll failure on a character. If Cyanrath loses the fight, the kobolds immediately jump in to protect his body and carry it away. If by some mischance Cyanrath is killed or captured, his place in the dragon archery is taken by another half-dragon. With the fight over, the last of the raiders retreat en masse from the town in the darkness, marching away towards the southeast. So this guy, yeah, I doubt you'll be able to beat him. He is very difficult for a level 1 character. He has an AC of 17, has 57 hit points, has a saving throw, a strength of +6, and a con of +5, and he's resistant to lightning. He has an action surge. On his turn, Cyanrath can take one additional action and improve critical, so he gets a crit on a 19 or 20. He gets 2 attacks, one with his greatsword, which has a +6 to hit and does an average of 11 damage. A spear, which has a +6 to hit and does an average of 7 damage as well. Then also lightning breath. Now this is a recharge on a 5 to 6 roll. A 40-foot line that is 5 feet wide, and each character in the line must succeed on a DC 13 Dex saving throw, taking 22 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. So that's it for the beginning area, episode 1, Greenest in Flames, and I hope it helps you out. Now stay tuned for the next video where I'll continue Horde of the Dragon Queen Adventure Walkthrough Guide.